I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
All right, dude, we're back.
We're back. What's up, dude?
We're back. It's been a minute.
Yep, been a rough couple weeks.
Yeah, very rough couple weeks. All right, dude, we just dive into it?
Yeah, just dive right into it, dude. Hundo P.
What was your overall feeling about the fight night and everything and the noche, like the like the Independence Day and all that shit that Dana's been shoving down our throat for the last year?
Real quick, the UFC at the Sphere. Did you see what Brendan Schaub's take on it was? You said it was like the Rainforest Cafe.
I did hear that clip, and I think it's so offbeat, dude.
Yeah,
I think it was everything that Dana promised and more.
Yeah,
like the ring girls all being dressed up and stuff, I thought was wicked cool, and then all the different shit they had on the Sphere, I thought was unbelievable.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, it was better if you were in person, but I still thought it was cool to see all that stuff. And it didn't make it any worse for us. The only thing it did was make the card go a little slower. Like it ended real late because of all those videos in between. And because there was not a lot of finishes on that main card, obviously. I think Dana was probably upset with the result. But I thought the Sphere was sick, dude. I don't know what Brendan's talking about.
Yeah, as far as the event went, it was just as good, if not better, than what he had said, because he had been hyping this up so big and saying how much money they were dumping into it. I think the event itself was a 10 out of 10. The card itself wasn't great.
Did we ever find out why the Sphere's in Vegas? Why was that UFC Mexico? Why was it considered UFC Mexico?
I don't know, because I feel like it was a year ago when they had a Mexican Independence Day card, and then he's like, we're going to go to the Sphere, we're going to make this a fucking huge event.
Yeah.
So I think that was, I don't know if it was just a short term, it'll give us a full year to get everything in place for it to be as big as we want it to be. I think I want them to hold more events there. I think they should do any big holiday, if you want to 4th of July would be fucking sick if they did something there. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I think
yeah.
they could be doing so many different things. I think that Sphere should be at least once a year.
100%.
Of some staple history event, and then just fucking blow that shit up.
Yeah, and then they just need people like Brendan Schaub to just keep their mouth shut, you know?
Yeah, dude. The Rainforest Cafe was a little excessive. Talking shit about Rainforest Cafe is not nice.
He's just a hater, I feel like.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like as far as the UFC goes, his takes, he does have a pretty good pulse, especially when it comes to fighters and the matchmaking and all that stuff. He does have a really good pulse on it, but I loved it. I have no complaints as far as the event and everything around the fights.
Were you upset that, did you watch it? Because you usually have work on Sunday. It ended real late because of all those videos in between.
So I was actually at my brother-in-law's bachelor party, so we all stayed up and watched it.
Okay, were you guys getting... Well, I guess you're at the bachelor party, doesn't matter anyways, but I was getting a little bit pissed how slow it was going, but I still was looking forward to those videos in between. I was more pissed about the fights, I think, just going real slow and boring.
Yeah, it went a while, dude. Usually those cards are usually turning it off at 1 o'clock like that, and that's the
dude. For some reason,
I was sitting there. I'm like, dude. I'm like this. It's almost 2 o'clock, and it's going into the third or fourth round. I'm like, this is fucking a little excessive here,
dude. For some reason, the first fight on the main card, it ended. It was a good fight, whatever. I looked at the clock, and it was 10:55. I was like, bro, that's and it was only a 3-round fight. I was like, I don't know how that was possible. And then they had no. I don't know if you watched the second fight on the main card. One of the best fights I ever seen, but no finishes the whole main card, all decisions.
Yeah, it was. There was only a couple. Ignacio had a nice KO, and that was in the prelims, I believe.
Yeah, did you guys watch all those too?
Yeah, we watched all of them. I made sure I had it on.
Oh yeah, dude.
My boy Joshua Van, dog, he got a huge win, 11-day notice.
Really?
He went a huge decision. Yeah, dude, Joshua Van's the fucking real deal in the flyweight.
How about, did you watch the Raul Roses fight? The little 19-year-old kid?
I kind of missed some of it because I was kind of hosting the bachelor party, so I was in the middle of cooking and running up and down the stairs and trying to catch the fight, so I did miss a lot of it. What did you think of it?
I didn't watch it either. I watched every fight in the main card. I didn't see it, but it just seems to me like he's gonna become. He doesn't get finishes. It seems like he's gonna just be like one of those like boring decision guys, boring
Yeah.
wrestlers.
I
Which
think
is not good for Dana to market. He's already not marketable at all. Like he's already a weird looking guy. He doesn't talk good.
well, no, he does the Cheweewees thing, which he got the whole fucking arena to do.
Yeah, yeah. Like Dana's
Which
not
I
gonna
think
like
is
that.
hilarious. I
Dude.
think one of the best fights on this card was the Argentinian guy and the Mexican.
Yeah, yeah. That was the
So
second fight on the main card. That was one of the best fights I
that
ever seen.
that was just borderline knocking each other out and then just slugging, dude. That
Yeah.
was an unbelievable fight. I felt the Diego Lopes and Brian Ortega fight kind of played out in a similar fashion. Both like, dude, Ortega getting clipped early.
Well, dude, I knew for this fight, like during the intros, the Mexican kid was gonna be tough. The Mexicans are always tough, but this Argentinian guy looked like he just like was like really intense, and he's from Argentina, so he has to be like one of the best earlier. Like him and Ponzinibbio, you got to be like you must have to be really good to make it out of like Argentina. I knew he was gonna be a beast, and he was an underdog too, and he won.
Yeah. I think so Diego Lopes is what, number 3 now after beating Ortega?
So let's look at this stat real quick. The Daniel Zellweger had 121 total strikes, and Esteban Ribovic had 156 total strikes. And for both of them, every total strike was also a significant strike. They had no non-significant strikes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
fucking wild.
Dude.
That's an
And
incredible stat.
and they didn't gas out. How did they not
Holy
gas out?
shit. I mean, they looked pretty fucking tired, but they were just fucking dude. Both of them, you're like, oh, he's got him on the ropes. He's against the cage. He's done. He's gonna fucking fold, and they never did, and they ended up flip flopping right away back the other way, dude. That was a crazy fight.
And he's a tough guy, but the Brian Ortega fight was not as close as it seemed watching it. Like he kind of got destroyed.
I mean, Ortega takes a ton of damage. That's my biggest gripe with him. I think he could definitely be like he was the number 3 going to that fight. I think his jiu-jitsu is unbelievable, but he has no fucking head movement, and I'm just like, let's maybe try to dodge a few of these punches because he gets his fucking face beat in every single fight.
Yeah, you just got to stick with the jab. That Diego Lopez kid is tough, though. I didn't realize until they were saying it that he lost his first 2 fights in the UFC. Like that must have been a horrible start.
He was a Contender Series kid.
Yeah,
That was where I found him.
that was.
I've been in on Diego for a while.
So were you following him when he lost his first 2 UFC fights? You were like, maybe he's a lost cause.
Yeah, dude, he looked good in that Contender Series fight, dude. I've always liked him, and then I feel like those first 2, I don't even remember his first 2. I just remember, and then now he's on a huge fight win streak. What's he on? 7 fight? Is he on a 7-fight win streak?
Yeah, they said after that he should be in line for the title, like or at least one more for the title. So you got to be.
I think he should be. He's the next in line. He was what, number 12, and then beat the number 3.
Yeah,
He should absolutely be the next.
and he
guy
was the
in that
favorite
division.
too. He was like a pretty big favorite. Like they know he's a beast.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he can do it all. I think he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he strikes.
He barely beat tough Dan Ige though. Dan Ige's a tough guy, dude.
Dan Ige, that was an incredible fight.
Yeah.
So Dan Ige's a tough son of a bitch. I love Dan Ige.
Yeah, he's won at least like 6 in a row here, but
You're not going to handedly win every fight.
no,
That's not how it works.
especially
Dan Ige's
especially
a
against the
tough
real
guy.
tough guys.
Yeah. And Ige's one of the tough guys. But so did you hear about O'Malley? Apparently he went in with a torn labrum in his hip.
Yeah, and I thought he played it right at first. Like he kind of like tweeted like under delivered. He was kind of like taking. If he had waited like 2 weeks to release that, I would have respected it a little bit more. I didn't realize he released it like 2 days after the fight that he tore his labrum. You know what I mean?
I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Torn labrum's a torn labrum. Doesn't really matter whether. And he's obviously not going to tell the commission because they asked Dana about that in the Contender Series interview, like post-fight interview, and they're like, "Oh, he has a torn labrum. What the fuck's going on? Like, why didn't? Like, is there any way?"
Yeah, but don't
Like,
say it to
why
me.
are guys doing that? It's like they're not missing a payday. A labrum injury is really like that's gonna be decent time back. He's probably not gonna fight for almost a year.
Yeah, but don't use that as like an excuse why you lost. If you're just doing it for the payday, then you're doing it for the payday. Say that. Don't show up to the fight with a terrible injury and then use it 2 days later as an excuse why you. That was like T.J. Dillashaw versus Aljamain Sterling. Everyone got mad at T.J. They were like, "Why'd you even take the fight, dude?" He was like so hurt in every which way. Took the ability away from somebody else. But Sean was already the champ, so I guess it's a fair point.
Yeah, and then dude, on his podcast, did you see his producer crying that he didn't get invited to the after party?
No, I didn't.
Dude, it was like not the right time and not the right place, dude. Like he's obviously fucking looks so sad on the pod, like, yeah, dude, I lost, I tore my labrum, I'm not gonna be fighting for a while, and he's like, his producer's crying, I stood up for you, I almost got my ass beat. I'm just like, dude, this is not the fucking time or place, bro. This is the last thing you should be doing.
I was pulling for Sean that whole fight too. Like Merab, I usually like the Sarah Longo team. I never really root against like Ray Longo's guys, but Merab just rubs me the wrong way for some reason.
I actually love Merab. I think he's super entertaining, especially like outside the octagon with all of his hilarious videos that like he just trolls Sean, dude. They're so funny. I think I really like Merab.
Okay, well, Merab guy. I know you're not that active on Instagram, but when he posted his cut, I sent to you and Dan like right away when I saw it. I was like, why would you even post this? And then within an hour, Dana White came out with like, I don't know why he posted that, like what an idiot type of thing. I hate stuff
and
like
then
that.
Dana's like, he's gonna try to go after that and try to rip it up. He's like, he's like, fucking idiots.
But it's almost like, why even do it? Like I didn't know if he was trying to do it to like make it seem like, oh, I'm really tough, like I'm gonna still fight, or if he's trying to be like, I might need to pull out if this cut doesn't heal, or like what the plan was by posting that. There was no benefit to him by posting that.
It could be one of those kind of like planting the seed of like, oh, well, his eye got cut a few weeks out, like he couldn't see. Sean clipped him and opened it up. But I will say, I truly believe this. If Sean O'Malley still had a good labrum in his hip, I still think that's the outcome, dude. Merab fucking mauled him, and he made him miss. Merab's head movement dude. At the third round, I looked in the room, and I was like, I'm exhausted watching him fight, seeing him bounce around nonstop for fight. Those championship rounds didn't do anything to him.
Yeah,
his fucking cardio and his dude, he's a savage.
Yeah, but O'Malley didn't realize that front kick to the body was wide open for him to the last minute, and he landed and hurt Merab like twice in the last minute. So I feel like, I think you're right. I do think even in the rematch, Merab is just like he's like crazy, dude. Like it's almost like he doesn't even get hurt when he's going in to get his takedowns, and his cardio just never ends. But in the rematch, Sean's got to push that front kick the whole time, dude.
Yeah, he's got to push the front.
Did you see Merab at the end? That was the first time I've seen Merab hurt in his whole career.
What'd you say?
I said that was the first time I've seen Merab hurt in his whole career, when he was like, and like running away.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, he tried to sit on the outside and pick him apart, and Merab made him miss. He didn't really damage Merab that much as a whole, as someone who's being this top-tier striker that the sport has to offer. Merab made him look pretty fucking silly.
I know, I agree. And then, call me crazy on this. I know I'm in the heavy minority on this one. I really liked the Alexa Grasso versus Shevchenko fight. I felt like the whole time I was rooting for Shevchenko, and the whole time I was worried about Grasso getting a submission. Like, she kept me on her toes, kept locking him in. I was like, it went by fast to me, but it was boring for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like kind of both fights I didn't mind. I felt bad for everyone else in the room that I was watching it with, because then like they're all casuals, so I'm like, I kind of secondhand embarrassment watching those fights. I enjoyed watching those fights. I don't really the one fight when I think of a bad fight in my fucking brain is Rose Namajunas, Carla Esparza.
Yeah,
that was the shittiest fight I've ever fucking watched, and that's what a shitty fight is to me. Those, if they're working and they're doing like, Merab is still active, even though like, oh, he's a croc sniffer and like that, all that shit. I still think that I didn't mind watching that fight. I'd obviously like watching a Diego Lopez and an Ortega fight every fight.
Yeah.
But Alexa Grasso did a really good job with putting Shevchenko in danger, having her close. She put a couple of good submissions.
Yeah, she kept me on my
Alexa
toes.
Grasso fucking savage on her back, dude.
Yeah,
she's savage.
She kept me on my toes for real. I was like, that's why it went by fast to me. I was like, come on, like just keep the control. Like, the round's gonna end soon, and then she almost would lock it up. But yeah, dude, I thought Valentina Shevchenko looked real good. And there's different types of wrestlers. Like, Shevchenko doesn't do much damage from up top. She was trying, but it was risky. Like John Jones, when he gets you down, he's going for your head. Like, he's entertaining. Not like DC was just going for like the submission or to hold you down,
Yeah. No, I think Shevchenko looked super sharp. She looked really, really good. It's her division again now. I think she's one of the best female fighters of all time, in my opinion.
100%.
She's been so fucking good her whole career.
Yep, she beat Joanna twice. Don't forget that.
What was that? Was that their third matchup, Grasso and Shevchenko?
Yeah, that was their third. Grasso submitted her the first. Then the second was a good fight that was a draw. So they tied. So they were both. So Shevchenko was 0-1-1. Now she's 1-1-1. But it's just funny because people were saying, like, after that fight, all the fans were so pissed. They were like, I get it. They're two of the best. Just don't do a rematch, please, immediately. No immediate rematch.
Yeah, I don't want to see those two fight for at least another, year.
Yeah.
Let that kind of dust settle a little bit. Just based on just how it kind of all played out. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of good. I hate, when rematches are this, and they just kind of, fire, the Volkanovski Holloway, going for 4. I'm like, can we not
Or
do this?
Figueiredo Moreno.
Yeah, I hate that shit. It gets so fucking repetitive.
Yeah.
Moreno was in attendance that night.
Yeah. Yep, he was.
John, dude, did you see the post fight? I just saw the clip. They asked Dana White about John Jones hanging out with Ryan Garcia loose in Las Vegas, dude. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good.
Funny. He was so fucking worried.
It was funny.
Bailing out tonight.
It was funny because my friend Sam said earlier in the night before Danny even said that, oh no, John's in Vegas tonight. He's definitely going to get arrested. John and Vegas just do not mix well.
Well, dude, the last time John was in Vegas was when him and Gustafsson's fight got put in the Hall of Fame. And then he got arrested for
beating his wife.
And then that was they broke up after that.
Yeah, I think they're back together, though.
What you say?
I think they're back together.
No, dude.
I'm pretty sure, dude.
Dude, all the Chandlers were there that night. All the Joneses. John, Chandler, and then the other brother who also played in the NFL.
Arthur. Yeah, Arthur. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of CT in one picture. There's a lot of CT in one frame. It seems like Arthur's been okay, though. Arthur's never had anything crazy happen.
I think he was. Was he an offensive lineman in the NFL? Did he play for Baltimore?
Yeah, he was. He was the Ravens. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's 2 Super Bowl champions and then a UFC champion. The family's crazy.
Did Chandler win a Super Bowl?
He was in the Patriots.
Was he on the what? Oh, did he win the Falcons Super Bowl?
He might have. He might have 2 of us. I'm not sure. I just know he won at least 1. But yeah, he was in the Patriots for a while, but they just wouldn't pay him.
Yeah, I know he was. I mean, did he went to Syracuse, didn't he?
Probably. They're from right around there. That would make sense. But I have no idea.
New York. Hold on, I gotta look this up because I don't remember him. Yeah, he went to Syracuse. He was a 21st overall pick. He was a Super Bowl champion. What Super Bowl was that?
Is it just 1 though, or is it 2? Is my question.
I gotta hold on. He's a 1-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time first team All Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler. Fucking savage, dude.
Oh damn! So he wasn't on the Pats as long as I thought he was. And if he only won 1 with us, did he just win like you said?
He was on the Seahawks team when we played the Seahawks.
Oh, okay.
That was the Super Bowl he won. Because I don't remember him being on that on the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't have that much of a memory of it at all, but I just knew I figured he had at least a couple, but he must have just snuck in between for that Seattle.
My biggest memory of Chandler Jones, whenever I see him, I just think of the synthetic weed when he pulled up Foxborough PD naked.
Yeah, dude, and that was a few years ago.
The first thing that pops into my brain.
That was a few years ago. He had a rough 2023 too. He was going crazy in 2023,
last year, dude. Yeah, that was bad, bro.
The Raiders had to cut him.
Which is not his friend, dude. It was bad.
The Raiders gave him a big contract, and they had to cut him. They had no choice.
Yeah, that was not great.
I think he's playing again now, though. I think he's on another team. I'm not sure. But either way, that family is just physical freaks.
They're gifted, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Gifted. So the one other thing I'd like to discuss about the fight was Irene Aldana's cut. That's the worst cut I've ever seen. Yeah. It went from her fucking eyebrow to almost the top of her hairline, dude. Did you see what strike cut that open?
No, did they show it? But she went the whole
No, but
rest of
I
the.
just just all of a sudden I was like, shit, that's a bad gash, dude. And then it just got worse and worse. And then
They didn't call the fight though.
I saw her slow, dude. If you were gonna call a fight for a cut, that was the fucking one, dude. Her forehead was split open. I saw a slow mo clip of a left nailing it, and then like, the skin just started flapping on it. I was like, that's fucking
Yeah,
gross. And
that.
her face was covered in blood. I don't know how the fuck they didn't call that fight for a doctor stoppage. That was fucking brutal.
Yeah, that grosses me out. That's disgusting, dude.
Irene's a tough bitch, though.
She is.
She's one tough cookie.
They just made a few announcements too. I mean, I think it was the 309. The 309 is the card in Madison Square Garden, right?
Yeah, Chandler's fighting Oliveira.
Yeah.
I didn't see. So he was on Bussin' with the Boys, and he was going into how that Connor fight and all that, and Dana's kind of spinning it like, oh well, he's not going to fight Connor in the opener, but he's going to fight Oliveira in the meantime.
Yeah, he got screwed over. I feel like I'm not like a huge Chandler fan. I think he's a good guy though, but I feel like he got screwed over big time just because McGregor's like a cokehead or whatever, and just giving false lies. Like he waited like a year and a half for like what was supposed to be the biggest payday, and now he's not. He probably took this fight in his old contract.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know if it was Schaub. I think it was Schaub. I just saw a clip recently. The UFC, I think, is under contract. The TV is under contract, so I think they're waiting to get that contract done to then announce Connor. Chandler did get fucked, 100%. I do feel bad, but also at the same time, like, in my opinion, I like Chandler, very nice guy, good fighter. I don't think he's earned his stripes in the UFC. He has two wins? And one of them was Tony Ferguson.
Yeah,
I don't think he's really
Dan Hooker and Tony Ferguson.
I don't think, in my opinion, he can really call his shots, in my opinion. And kind of, if he kind of gets bullied around, then, like, yeah, like, everybody gets bullied around in the UFC. That's kind of how I feel about it.
But they also got.
He's fought some fucking killers, but he has 2 wins under his belt.
Yeah, I know that. Well, I just feel like you have a good point. You probably should have never gotten the fight, but you can't just tell him he's going to get the fight and then make him wait 18 months just to be like, I don't know, bro. Looks like he's not answering the phone. You might want to take this Charles fight.
Well, in the way that, like, Connor's saying it, they seem to, like, be blaming each other, which makes me think that I think there's just bigger stuff up top with Dana that's going on. Like I said, if Schaub's right about the TV contract and that it's on, like, they're trying to figure that out, why would you let Connor fight before that contract's set up? You know
True.
what I mean?
You're probably right. There's probably more business to it that Schaub knows that I don't. To me, it just seems like you'd want him to be. I feel like for any contract negotiation, having him on the books that he's fighting is going to help. Like, oh, we're going to have this big payday coming. But I'm not a big business guy. I don't know. But anyways, dude,
Yeah.
they have Anthony Smith versus Dominic Reyes on this Madison Square Garden card. I've been waiting for that fight for like 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I think Lionheart's going to have to hang it up, dude. I love Lionheart, but I think especially after his last loss, he's like, yeah, this belt run. I was like, that belt run was going to be 1 in a million, brother.
And how do you feel about the Bear Jew
really
Paul
good
Craig?
Dude, yeah, Craig's fighting Bo Nickel.
That's gonna be a rough one for Paul Craig. I feel, dude.
Dude, Paul Craig beat Jamal Hill. He broke his fucking arm, dude.
I know,
He
dude.
dislocated his elbow.
Dude, I don't think he's gonna have good luck.
He's been up and down because he changed weight classes. I think he went up or he went down. He switched weight classes recently in the last like year and a half.
Yeah, this will be at 185. So if he was ever at 205, then he went down.
Yeah, he was lightweight because he beat Jamal Hill.
Okay, yeah.
And that was when I got into Paul Craig. I was like, this dude's a fucking savage because I knew Jamal Hill was a good fighter too. And then kind of it's been a little rocky. And then he went down. And then I think he lost his first like fight. He's lost like his last 2 or 3 fights, I think.
Paul Craig.
Yeah, but dude, his jiu-jitsu is fucking legit. He's one of the best in the sport. It's like him, Ortega. He's up there with one of the best jiu-jitsu fighters in the sport.
I think he could be in big trouble for this card, though, bro.
Yeah, Bo Nickel's a fucking savage. Dude.
And then
I can't wait to see.
And then John Jones is pissing me off because he's saying he's probably going to retire after this and he's never going to fight Aspinall.
I mean, I don't blame him, but if you win the belt, don't you have to defend it? Isn't that like contractual?
he's probably gonna win the belt and like retire. Right? I mean, if they can't make you fight if you retire. You know, like he'd probably strip it from him. Yeah, of course, if you win the belt, you have to defend it, but you could retire as the champion. But I just want to. I feel like I don't even want to see the Stipe fight anymore. Unfortunately.
I want Stipe just to go home, dude.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
all I
me
want.
too.
Like, he's been around the block. Like, the last time I watched him, I think it wasn't even the last time I saw him fight. It was the last time I saw him walk. I was like, he doesn't look like he should be fighting anymore. Like, he's aged. You can see it. Like when they show him in the crowd, I'm like, he looks fucking old, dude. He's been in some wars. He's been around a long time. He's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Just go home.
Yeah, he
Don't
doesn't
fight.
talk. He doesn't talk good either. He kind of sounds like he has like CT when he talks.
I feel like he's always kind of talk like that, though, to a degree.
That's true. That is true.
All right, dude. So that's all these fights. No fights this weekend. Oh, quick note. When I texted you the other night about the Contender Series, that heavyweight, Talison Teixeira from Brazil, 6'7", 265.
Okay.
He's a fucking monster. He is on the radar, 100%.
Is he fast? Could he beat like a John Jones or an Aspinall?
He moved pretty well. He moved well for a big dude. Like I said, he's 6'7". Like, that's gigantic, dude. Because how big was Ngannou? Ngannou was probably, what, 6'6"?
Yeah, he
About
was
that
probably
size?
up there.
Yeah.
There-
He's obviously no Ngannou with his physique. He's slightly dumpy, but he's pretty like tall and slender for his size. He's 265. The dude he fought was 6'2", 218. And that kid was putting it on him. These big loopy punches was just going after him. Then he just went boom and just knocked the kid out.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems
You gotta
seems
watch the
like
Contender Series, man. They got some savages in there.
it just seems like
So Sean O'Malley came from.
there's been like a changing of the guard throughout like the heavyweight. Like it used to be like the biggest like 265. Now it's like you want to be like 245, 250, and somehow those are like the best fighters in the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
No.
you can't. If you're gonna be under 230, you should just be a lightweight, like a light heavyweight. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be fighting in the heavyweight. That's a huge discrepancy, dude. It
Dude,
gets
that
like
was
that, like,
Schaub's problem. Schaub,
you could easily you could probably make fucking middleweight at that point. Being
Dude.
too like if you're cutting down to 218, if you just fucking eat some salad and some chicken, you'll be down to 185 and you'll be the way bigger guy in that division, or the 205 and still be a pretty big guy.
that was Schaub's problem. Schaub needed like a 225 weight class because he was just like too small for those heavyweights, and then just never cut the 205.
Yeah, they need to put a cruiserweight in there.
Yeah,
We need
I
to
agree.
put something to separate it, because I mean, but I don't know how thin that's going to make the heavyweight division, making an extra division. I don't know what that looks like logistically, because I feel like heavyweights are kind of hard to come by. I feel like it's a smaller division. So I don't know how much more difficult that makes it, but theoretically on paper they should definitely have something in at least one more weight class in between those.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
All right. So what are we thinking? Do we want to do our segment?
Yeah,
Or do we want to
let's run into our new segment of Guess That Fighter. So this is, we're giving each other 5 hints. The hints are going to start out hard. By the 5th hint, it should be very easy. It should be so easy that if you don't get the 5th hint, you're a dunce. And you got to wear the dunce cap next episode.
All right. I'll make sure Kelsey gets one ready for you. I'll mail it to you.
All right,
Do you want to go first?
I want you to go first. I want to guess this because I've been having anxiety about it since you've been saying I'm not going to get it.
Okay. Featherweight division, not ranked. 21-15 record. His most recent losses: Sean Woodson, May of this year, and Giga Chickadees in August of 2023.
Giga Chickadees?
Yeah. Are you looking at your phone? Are you cheating right now?
No. Well, I was looking at my phone, but I wasn't cheating.
So those are his most recent 2 losses, and I believe they're his last 2 fights.
Okay.
Sean Woodson this year, and then Giga Chickadees a year ago.
Okay, you said he's unranked, dude. Is there anything
Yeah.
noticeable about him that I'm gonna know, or do I have to be like a super fan to know this?
I mean, dude, he's fought 36 times in the UFC. He's been around a while.
Okay, all right, go to the next one.
His most notable win was in 2020 against Chase Hooper.
Okay,
Last hint. His nickname is Bruce Leroy. I think this is a new one. This might be a new nickname for him, or newish.
How old is he? Let me get a hint.
Oh, you want some help? Give me one second.
Yeah, let me get a how old he is.
$36.
He's 36.
Yeah. Freedom Fighters MMA. He's been in those sports since 2008.
And you said his last win was...
His most notable win was Chase Hooper in 2020. I was shocked when he beat Chase Hooper, I'll be honest.
Did he ever fight Yair Rodriguez?
Let me see. He did fight Yair Rodriguez.
Oh, dude, is it it's got to be the Afro guy. The Afro guy. I don't know his name though. He's like really good stand up, right? Like really like good on his feet. He's got an afro.
Yeah. You got it. You just got to say his name now. I know you know who it is.
Yeah, dude, I remember when he fought. Yeah.
7 extra hints, so.
Yeah. I know because when he fought Yair, it's like it's definitely a Brazilian something. It's.
He's American.
Oh, he's American.
Mm-hmm. MMA Lab or no, Freedom Fighters. He was in the MMA Lab. Freedom Fighters MMA is his gym.
I feel like it's like something like consensus, like something Conceris, something consent.
Dude, you have it. It's right there. You have it.
Bro. What's Caceres? Caceres?
Yes.
It is?
Alex Caceres.
What's his first name?
Alex.
Okay, dude, that was really hard, bro.
I told you it was hard, dude. I told you.
The only reason I even had an idea was because of that Chase Hooper one. All right, you ready for mine?
Yes.
Mine's like I'm gonna pick like harder fights for you next time, dude. Like,
I wasn't sure. Well, I figured. Well, you've been watching the UFC a little longer than I have, so I was like, he should probably know this guy. Like, he's not the most obviously not most well known, and like not like a high rank, not like a rank guy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give you a little bit of a challenge.
But
you get a dunce hat because you needed like 16 more guesses.
But you also got to understand, we want our fans listening, like all three of them, to be able to guess as they're going too.
I just want you to wear a dunce hat every episode.
All right, you ready? Here's my hint number one. He was born and raised in Ohio, and his uncle became his boxing trainer at a young age.
Cody Garbrandt.
Wow, dude, how'd you know that? You know his uncle was his boxing trainer?
No, as soon as you said Ohio, and I was like, there's only one, and you said boxer, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Cody Garbrandt. So I knew he was an Ohio guy.
My next one was going to be he started his pro career 11-0. He knocked out fellow undefeated.
Oh, definitely would have gotten it 11-0, because I knew that was when he lost the belt.
He knocked out fellow undefeated fighter Thomas Almeida on a fight night. That was big. Then I was going to say he's 3-6 in his last 9 fights. That you definitely would have got it by then. And the fifth one, like it's supposed to be, I said he beat Dominic Cruz for the bantamweight title.
I wouldn't have gotten it off that fifth one. If you said he lost, his most recent loss was Davison Figueiredo, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's Cody Garbrandt.
Okay, yeah. But even with the Chad Mendez one, you had no idea through 4. Then I gave you the fifth one, and you got it. Like you had Mendez.
I didn't really know much about Chad Mendez. That was before my time when I was watching before I started watching.
Yeah, but it went the way it was supposed to go. The fifth hint was crazy easy, and you got it. So don't try to set me up again, dude. I'm having Pat edit that
out. What are you going to do, Justin? All right. Do you want to do a quick pop culture hit?
Yeah, sure. Have Kelsey say something, and let's comment on it.
No, I had one. Have you been keeping tabs on this Hezbollah terrorist group getting fucking blown up by their pagers?
No.
Yo, okay, go on Twitter. I've seen all the videos. Israel intercepted this terrorist group's from the manufacturer, took their pagers, put explosives in the pagers, a couple ounces worth. Then they sent out a message, and then everybody usually it would go off, and it had a delay. Everybody's pagers started exploding. People's legs are getting blown off. People are losing their fucking hands and their fucking face and shit. And then, so that was the other day. Then my dad texted me the next day. He goes, first it was the pagers, now it's their walkie-talkies. This is like one of the biggest, like, CIA-style fucking things that's ever happened, like, in the history of, like, military and, like, spies and shit. They intercepted all of, like, their equipment, and then they're just putting bombs in it.
That's actually low-key genius. You would think they would just intercept it and then, like, take it, but they're just putting killing machines in it and then giving it back to them.
Yeah, well, so that was my thing. My dad's like, I can't wait to hear, like, how this all happened. I go, they had to have gone right to the supplier and even had them in on it, or they intercepted it, and that's how it happened. But, dude, imagine all that equipment.
The supplier's probably Jewish.
Dude, no, they're from Vietnam. No, the manufacturer's in Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
But, dude, imagine, like, I've been seeing the videos. There's a guy in a grocery store, then all of a sudden, kaboom, and a fucking explosion goes off in the produce department.
Yeah,
it's fucking wild.
But this is why people don't like Israel, because, like, that's not controlled at all. Like, a lot of kids could be dying, a lot of kids could be getting blown up, like, they're waste level, too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but, yeah, Hezbollah's in trouble, dude. They're all fucking getting injured. They've injured, like, over 1,000 people.
Yeah. I mean, it's genius if they're going to, like, an army camp, but if they're walking, like, the street or in the middle, like, you just had a supermarket, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
fucking wild.
I have something that's pop culture.
Okay.
I don't see on it. Okay, so you guys next week have to watch Secret Lives
No,
of Mormon
Mormons.
Wives.
No.
You have to just watch a couple episodes. Let me tell you about it.
I thought you said it wasn't that great.
Dude.
I don't think you'd like it, but I need you to just like participate for the plot, and so you guys can talk about it because people are obsessed with it right now.
Okay, I mean, if the people are into it, I'm into it.
One
then.
of the Mormons, a bunch of them are divorced, which is obviously not okay in the Mormon church. They still practice the Mormon religion. One of the husbands is been cheating on the wife with people on Tinder, and like he's been obsessed with gay porn. So that's one thing, and she thinks he's straight and they're gonna stay together. And then the second thing is there was a whole swinging scandal with the main girl, Taylor Frankie. She's pregnant, or she just had her baby with her boyfriend, but when she was with her ex-husband, they were swinging. They call it soft swinging. They were basically doing everything but the dirty.
In intercourse.
Yeah, with
So just a couple. So a hand job or
with
shit was what
three
happened.
other Mormon couples though, and obviously that's not allowed in the church. So it's a whole thing, but it's super like juicy. So I recommend at least trying like 2 episodes so you guys can chat about it.
Maybe
I want to hear your opinions.
All right, maybe we'll give it a shot. Molly was watching it. I watched like an episode and a half with her. They were just going, it was the girls in Vegas, and they wouldn't shut up about one husband who was pissed they went to Chippendales. And I was like, bro, this has been the same drama for like an hour and a half about the Chippendales. So I thought it was stupid, but I'll give it a better shot.
I think you should start the first 2 episodes and then quit after that, just so you have a general idea of all the juicy stuff.
Yeah, I'm a reality TV junkie, so I might get into that. Do we know when Winter House is going to start?
No, I haven't seen any trailer for it or anything. Lindsay's very pregnant now. I just still don't know what her baby daddy looks like.
Yeah, that was wild. She got pregnant pretty quick.
Dude, poor Carl, dude. I think Carl's like a mess.
You think he's a mess? I think he's better off without her.
No, I think 100% he's better off without her, but you saw at the reunion, that was like 8 months after. He said he hadn't even kissed another girl yet. Like, bro, what are you waiting for, dude? She's already pregnant.
Fine, dude. Well, he's opening like a sober bar and
They
shit. He's
didn't
busy.
film a 4th season of Winter House.
I knew that one wasn't going to get picked up. Kept getting re-signed. Like, Summer House is good every single year. It's hard Winter House when you're circling out different cast every single time. Like, I hope Jesse Solomon got the contract, dude. I hope he's back next summer.
And I hope, what's his name? Wes. I hope Wes comes back too. There's some juicy drama there, and I just love Wes, dude. He's a vibes guy. I'm all about the vibes. Wes is a vibes guy.
I feel like he thinks he's like a little bit too cool though. He was like, I didn't realize all the fans were women. Like, bro, you got like 6 DMs and you just cheated on everyone. But he's an idiot.
He was cooler before he blew up.
Yeah, 100%, dude. He can handle the fame.
He was the man, and we were obsessed with him. But then, like, once, like, all the girls were obsessed with him.
And all the fame, yeah.
And Jesse sucked at the beginning, and then everyone fell in love with him, and he's been consistent ever since, and everyone loves him. But Wes is just, like, all, like, he's a fame junkie now. He literally went on Hawk Tua's podcast and spent a day with her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Like,
on
that's
social
trash.
media, yeah.
I mean, he's just trying to make his... He's trying to make his 15 minutes last, but I just feel like he's not doing it like the right way. Like Kyle starting Loverboy was great, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of sad Winter House isn't going to be a thing now. I'm very depressed. Going into the winter, it's just going to be like strictly UFC. Like reality TV is going to be kind of on the back burner a little bit. I feel like.
Well, you got to pick it up. You got to start watching the challenge.
I don't want to get into. I don't want to watch Big Brother and the Challenge, dude. I don't know. Like, none of those interest me.
Well, Big Brother might be too much because it's 3 episodes a week. You couldn't handle that. But the Challenge, dude, is one of the best shows of all time.
What's 3 episodes a week?
Big Brother's 3 episodes a week.
What?
No.
Yeah.
I thought that was just once a week.
Nah, 3 a week. They have 1 live, 1 a week. It's tonight, starting in like 55 minutes.
Do you watch them all?
Yeah, dude, I do that. I mean, they're in the house 24/7 getting recorded probably like 20 hours of the day. So, like, they have to pick, 3 hours to air every week. A lot of the good stuff happens on the feed they never even air.
3 episodes a week? Yeah, hard pass. Hard pass on Big Brother. That's too much commitment.
So you don't like prize shows? You only like just like drama shows?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. I
like
like them
yeah,
both. I like them both, but that's fair enough.
But I'm into like the Summer House. The Vanderpump was excellent. I'm a fan. I'm going back when it comes out again. Haven't watched Below Deck in a while. Might dabble back into that, but
yeah, Below Deck's a good one.
Yeah, so we'll watch the Mormon show. I'll give that. I'll watch 2 episodes.
Yeah, let's just watch 2 and come back next week. We have to just watch 2 within the week, all right?
Yeah, so there's no fights this week. But I know the Contender Series will be on next Tuesday, so we can probably dabble into that. Then we can do some of that Mormon shit.
Yeah,
and then
we'll
I'll have to find an easier fighter for Justin to figure out.
Yeah, and for the fans, because they're probably like, who the fuck is Mikey talking about right now?
Well, I'm not a casual kind of guy, though. That's why
That's true. That's true. Mikey's assuming none of our fans are casuals. All 3 of them are diehards.
You definitely come off as a huge casual.
Bro, no shot. You needed it until COVID to become a UFC fan. Like I told you for like 3 years before that or 2 years before that to watch UFC, and you were like,
well, just because
like
you watch the main pay-per-views every week doesn't mean that you're not a casual.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm definitely not as much into it as I used to be. Like I used to be like you, like knowing all like the up and comers and everything. Now I don't care that much because I used to put too much effort into people that I thought were gonna get big that just died off, and I was like, damn, why even try?
I think you should just watch the Contender Series. It's 5 fights. It's like 2 hours long. It's from like 8 to 10. The Contender Series is great. It's better than Tough. I think they've got a lot better. Even Dana said he's like, we have a lot better fighters coming through that pipeline than they did Tough.
Okay.
So I think the Contender Series is a very fun one. And even if you don't win, like if you win, you still don't get a contract. 4 out of the 5 guys got contracts on Tuesday. One of them didn't get it. Yes. But even then, if it's like a nasty fight and it ends up like coming down to a decision, he'll sometimes give both guys contracts. Okay. So, but yeah, and that's a good way to keep up with the upcoming prospects, and it's fun. I like it. Yeah,
dude. But when I was like huge back in the day, I used to listen to like Ariel's podcast every week, Bisping's podcast like every week, like the Sarah, that comedian podcast every week. Now I just don't watch any of that shit.
Yeah. But I think you should at least get into the Contender Series and then...
Yeah, I'll do it, dude. I'll do it so I can show you up on UFC knowledge like the old days.
Yeah, bet.
Yeah.
All right, well, dude, I think that's it. 44 minutes.
All right, do we know how to end this, or do we both just have to leave? Does Pat have to come back?
I think we'll just leave, and then we'll hope Pat can do it. I'll text them right now saying that we're all done.
All right. See you.